Hi guys, this is Emeline and today I am going to show you the 40 books I read in 2025. So in 2025, I read 40 books and without further ado, let's get into the video. So for January and February, I read 7 books. And to start with, I have read The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. Khaled Hosseini is a favorite author of mine. I'm going to read whatever he writes. So I gave this a 5 stars. I really like this book. Next, I read The Naked Face by Sidney Sheldon. And Sidney Sheldon is also one of my favorite authors. And I have made it a mission to read all of his 18 novels, and this is his first novel, The Naked Face, and I gave this a 3 stars. Then I read Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, and Ali Hazelwood is one of the authors that I like the writing. I gave this 4.5 stars. And then next I read Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I also love this one. This is kind of a sad book for me and I give this 4 stars. Next up, I read Small Things Like This by Claire Keegan and I really like this book a lot. This is actually very short but has a huge message in the book and I give this 5 stars. Next, I read Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams is one of the contemporary romance authors that I really love and I will read whatever she writes. So I gave this 5 stars. And then I read The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I really believe this book should be read by everyone at least once in their lives. I really like this book. This is dystopian and I gave this 5 stars. Next, March and March and April, I have read a total of 7 books as well. So I started with And the Mountains Echoed by Khaled Hosseini. Again, Khaled Hosseini, I like this author a lot and I like his storytelling and writing and I give this again 5 stars. And then another Sidney Sheldon, Bloodline, 5 stars. And then Julia Quinn, The Lost Duke of Windham. I've read a lot of Julia Quinn's book because of Bridgerton series and I gave this book 3 stars. And then I read Love at First Book by Jen McKinley. I don't have the hard copy now and I like that book as well and I gave that 4 stars. And then after that, I read Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is actually the second book of Better Than the Movies and I actually like this one better than the first book and I gave this one 4 stars. And then of course, I have read Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is actually the second prequel book in the Hunger Games original trilogy. I love this book so much. Cried while reading this book. This is Hamish's story. This is heartbreaking actually and I give this 5 stars. And then of course, I started reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy with the first book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I actually liked this a lot. And I gave this 4.5 stars. And then for May and June, I have read a total of 10 books. So I started that with the second book in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, Good Girl and Bad Blood, and I gave this 4.5 stars. And then I read The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. This is actually, I had fun reading this book and I gave this 4 stars. Then another Ali Hazelwood, I actually like this one. I give this 4 stars. And then I read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I actually watched the movie first, and then I find it fun, and I liked the movie. Then I made it my mission to read the book as well, and this is actually a fun read, and I really like this book so much. The banter between the main characters in the book is super good, and I like this one, so I give this 4.5 stars. And then I read more Sarah Adams books, The Off Limits Rule. I gave this 3.5 stars. And another one, The Temporary Roomie by Sarah Adams, 3.5 stars. And of course, I started reading the Part of Your World series. Okay, I actually love the series so much. It actually surprises me. It actually surprised me how much I like the series, and I just love the stories in the series. So I give this 5 stars. Next, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, 5 stars. And another one by Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer, 5 stars. So as you can tell by now, the series Part of Your World book series by Abby Jimenez is a 5-star series for me. I really love the series. I really like the stories. And of course, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I gave this 4 stars. This is about a ghost writer and a ghost. And this is actually, for me, this is kind of unique, and I really love this story as well. So I gave this 4 stars. Then, for July and August, I read 6 books. Yes. And, of course, the 3rd book from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, As Good as Dead. And I really, 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 really like this book a lot. And I gave this 5 stars actually. And then, of course, I read the novella Killjoy by Hallie Jackson, 3 stars. And then I read more Sarah Adams because I made it my mission to read all of her books this year. So I read the cheat sheet and the rule book, and I gave this both 4 stars. And The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. I actually love this book so much. This has dual timelines, then and now, and I really love the love stories in this book, so I give this 5 stars. And then I read Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. This is a translated fiction, and I actually kind of relate to the main character Keiko in this book, and I just love this book so much. Kind of weird, but still a good read, and I actually give this 5 stars. And then for September and October, I read 5 books in total, and first off, I read Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in the Chestnut Spring series, and I gave this 4 stars. In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, I actually like this one also. This has dual timelines as well, and I gave this 4 stars. Then more Ali Hazelwood because I made it my mission to read all of her books that are feminist kind of books, okay? So I read Problematic Summer Romance, Ali Hazelwood. I gave this 4 stars. Then Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I gave this 3.5 stars. I enjoyed this one, but not as much as her other books. Still 3.5 stars. Then I started another series by Abby Jimenez, the Friend Zone series. Unlike with the Part of Your World series, this book did not hit hard for me. So I gave this 3.5 stars. And lastly, for November and December, I read 5 books, starting with Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Finally, I have read this book and I gave this 4.5 stars. I actually like this book a lot. This has dual timelines as well, and I love the story. 4.5 stars. And then I read Heartless by Elsie Silver, the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. I gave this 4 stars. Then the third book in the Chestnut Spring series, Powerless by Elsie Silver. I gave this 4 stars as well. And another Ali Hazelwood book, Check and Mate. I gave this 4 stars. I actually read a lot of chess in this book, even though I know nothing about chess. I still enjoyed this one, 4 stars. And of course, last but not the least, I read Dead Poet Society by N.H. Kleinbaum. I have watched the movie first and I like the movie, so I made it my mission to read the book as well, and I like this one as well, and I gave this 5 stars. I think this is also one of the books that everyone should read at least once in their lives. And that's all for all the books that I have read this last year, 2025, and reading 40 books despite my very demanding day job. I think that is a bit for me, success for me, because I was able to read that many books despite my busy schedule because of my day job. So I just want to show off all the books that I have read last year, and I'm really looking forward to read more books this year, 2026. So I hope you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe, and see you in my next video. Bye.